Hi, welcome back to the final installment of the Barnstable Patriots debates for 2011 for Town Council. My name is David Still. I'm the editor of the Barnstable Patriot. And with us now are the candidates for Precinct 1. We have incumbent Canedy and Peter Leveroni. Each will have 3 minutes for an opening statement and 2 minutes for a closing statement. We will go in alphabetical order for both the opening and the closing. And we will start with Ann right now. You have 3 minutes.
I'd like to thank the Barnstable Patriot and you, David, for providing this forum for exchange of ideas with my opponent, Mr. Leveroni, who, even though I know you've been in the village for at least 3 years, our paths haven't really crossed that much, and so I look forward to the opportunity of finding out exactly your positions. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Ann Canedy, and I'm the Precinct 1 counselor that represents Barnstable, Comaquid, parts of Centerville, parts of West Barnstable, and Hyannis. I'm technically a Cape Washashore, having only summered here for 60 years. But during most of that time, I did live in different places in the country and in Europe. But my heart was always in Barnstable. I had the proverbial sand in my shoes. I chose to make this my permanent home over 20 years ago because I love it. No matter where I was or what I was doing, my heart was here. This is home. This place has only grown in my heart and not diminished. I was first asked to run for town council by two ladies in my village that I respect to this day for their civil involvement, Evelyn Bassett and Marilyn Fuller. And I chose to do so at that time because, as corny as it may seem, like many of you, the events of 9/11 affected me personally and very painfully. And even though I had been involved in civic affairs and charitable endeavors all my life, I felt a personal urgency and a need to give back. I've been very fortunate, and I know it, and so I chose to give back in this way. Now, while I am frequently stopped in the post office and people ask me, why do you do that? The reason is simple. I do it because I love it. I love my precinct. I love the people in it. I respect my hardworking colleagues on the council, some of which are here. Thank you. And the employees of the town of Barnstable. And I know I've made a difference. I've seen it from the rebirth of the Civic Association, which you know was dead, and the birth of Friends of Barnstable Harbor, and the Business Association, the energy of the Visioning Committee and the 6A Committee, all of which I've had a hand in forming or did form. I have made a difference, and I've seen it in the rebirth of Barnstable Harbor, one of the most important assets
15 seconds.
in the town of Barnstable. I've made a difference on various committees and want to continue as your town councilor. I didn't have a finger to the wind when I made this decision, deciding whether or not I would make up the council or the politics at the end. I know I want to continue. There are things that I want to do that are left undone. There are things that I've started that I want to complete. I want to be part of the decisions and the discussions going forward. I always close my columns by saying that it is an honor and a privilege to be your town councilor, and it is, and I thank you for it.
Thank you, and if you want an additional 30 seconds, Peter, you can have it. You can start now.
That was a quick
Good
2
evening.
minutes.
Thank you to the Barnstable Patriot and David for hosting us here at the Town Council chambers. I want to clarify one point off the top. I've been a resident of Barnstable Village for 15 years. I've been a resident of Barnstable, the town, because I lived in West Barnstable for 10 years prior to that. So I've been here in the town of Barnstable for 25 years.
My apologies.
In addition to that, I love the town of Barnstable. My kids went to school at BWB. My wife teaches at Barnstable High School. I've engaged in meeting kids and parents at soccer fields and basketball games. I've coached. I've been a trustee at the Horace Mann Charter School, where a lot of kids had a fabulous education. I know how good Barnstable is, not only in their educational areas, but under the last 10 years, we've seen a YMCA built, we've seen a senior center built, we've seen a community center built, we have a balanced budget, we have a AAA bond rating, and that's what I want to continue. I want to continue the best of Barnstable. We can do better than what has happened in the last 4 months. The last 4 months, we allowed petty politics to take over our chamber, the people's chamber. And my opponent was one of the 6 that violated the public trust and transparency that our government is supposed to provide. They went into the back door, in the back room, and hammered John Clem, costing us, the taxpayers, if we take the conservative, it's $450,000. If we look at the broader fiscal, we're looking at $650,000. And if you have a downgrade in our bond rating, it could cost us millions. This is ridiculous of what has taken place in our town. They had a duty to bring it out. If there was a problem in this town, we, the taxpayers, we, the shareholders of this town, have a right to know. She decided not to let that happen. She signed on a gag order, which is outrageous. This is a democracy, and we have a right to know. And I offer you transparency and a pledge to transparency. And my opponent has not done what she has suggested that she's done. She would want you to understand or think that all those groups that she listed are her supporters. That is the furthest from the truth. I've walked the town, I've walked my precinct, and I can tell you there is such outrage by the people in our village, in the Millway, in Old Jail Lane, in 6A, down in West Barnstable, that I've knocked on doors and said hello to people, and they can't believe this has happened. And I'm going to ask for you at the end of this night on November 8th for your vote and your support, and I hope that you'll understand that I'm going to do this, and this is a dedication on my part for you, my precinct, to do the best job possible, and I promise I will do that. Thank you.
Thank you.